Good morning, guys. Hope this video finds you doing well and hanging in there. We are going to do some factoring trinomials today. Your last assignment you guys should have done was factoring by grouping, okay? We're going to use that skill to factor trinomials today, okay? So, trinomials again means three terms. We got 7x squared plus 12x plus 5. All right? Sorry about the shadows. This is the best quality I can seem to arrange right now. All right. Now, up till now, guys, we basically just did guess and check, okay? And a lot of you are pretty good at factoring, and then when we throw a number in front of the x squared, you guys panic a little bit, okay? This one's not so bad because there's only one way to get a 7 here and only one way to get a 5 in the last spot. But we're going to show you another way that's really just several steps. Some of you will prefer this way. A lot of math teachers don't like it because it's just kind of a step-by-step, not as much thinking involved, but we still want to give you some tools to help factoring along the way. So the first step, guys, is to multiply your A and your C, okay? And you get 35x squared. Okay? So then, kind of when you're doing factoring, we want to find two numbers that multiply to get 35x squared. And then we want the same two numbers that add to get your B, which is 12. Okay? That's the pattern. It's going to be a little confusing on this first one, but once we do it a few times, I think you guys will get the hang of it. Okay? So, multiples of 35. Two numbers that multiply to get 35. We've got 1 and 35, 2 and nothing, 3 and nothing, 4, 5 and 7, 8, 9, 10, nothing. Okay, those are the only choices, okay? In this case, the two numbers that multiply to get 35 and add to get our B, which is 12, is going to be 5 and 7, okay? That's the combo. And guys, there's only going to be one combo that works. That's why some of you will prefer this. We're going to rewrite our trinomial, which is 3 terms. We're going to rewrite it into 4 terms. We're going to substitute in these two values. Now, in order to multiply to be x squared and add to be x, both of these have to have an x on them, right? So 7x squared plus 5x plus 7x plus 5. So I just rewrote the original equation and I substituted in the two values that we found. And they have to have x's because 5x plus 7x is 12x. If you just put the numbers in there, 5 plus 7 is 12. That doesn't work, okay? So the variable's got to match what's already there. Once you guys do that, that's the only new step today. Okay, but that's going to be hard for some of you, but that's the only new step. Once you get to this point, you're going to do what you did in the last assignment you guys had. We're just going to factor out the GCF. Okay? So if you look here, what comes out of both of those terms? Hopefully you guys said x. And then you got a 7x left and a plus 5. Okay? Now, we have a 7x plus 5 here. Hopefully you guys remember you have to pull something out. We need a term right here. Okay? So what we're going to have to do in order to have this parenthesis be a 7x plus 5, you're going to have to pull out a plus 1. Please put your sign there because that's part of your answer. So remember, the answer is the common factor, which is 7x plus 5. And then what's left, which is x plus 1. Okay? Now, a common question that I've had in the past is, how do we know that the 5x goes first? Okay? It doesn't, okay? It can go either order. So if I wrote 7x squared plus 7x plus 5x, okay? Off the screen a little bit, yeah. We'll just scoochie that over a little bit. Whoops. Can we see it? Yeah, sort of. All right. So, it's just the same way. What factors out? A 7x. And you're left with x plus 1. And then in the second group, you can pull out a plus 5. And you're left with an x plus 1. The common factor is x plus 1. The leftover piece is 7x plus 5. So I just wanted to show you guys, it doesn't matter what order you put the new numbers in. Okay, you're going to get the same answer. It just flips your parentheses, but doesn't matter because it's multiplication. Okay? As I said, I do believe this will get easier as we do a few together. Okay? Now, guessing and checking is still an option, guys, but on your homework today, we want you to do some of the grouping just because it's a good skill to have. 3x squared plus 5x minus 12. Okay? This one has a few more options if you were going to guess and check. Only one option for the 3, but the 12 has several options. So that's what makes this one a little bit trickier for guessing and checking. So we're going to do our little grouping. 3 times negative 12 would give you negative 36x squared. Okay, multiply a and c. Let's list our numbers of 36. Our factors. 1 and 36. 2 and 18. 3 and 12. 4 and 9 and 6 and 6. Now, guys, you don't have to list them. List them if you struggle seeing it. Some of you visual learners need to see the pairs that give you a 5. Now, it's a negative 36. So one of our signs has to be what? Good, negative, yes. So if we look at this, the only combo that can give us 5 anyway is that. Which one needs to be negative? The 4. Good, because we need it positive, so the bigger one's got to be positive. Again, we're going to rewrite substituting that in. 3x squared minus 4x plus 9x minus 12. Again, you're just rewriting it, guys. We're not changing the problem. And then this looks like yesterday's work. Also, reminder, it doesn't matter what order these are in. You just group these. So when I send an answer key home, your work might look a little different if you flip the 9 and the negative 4. But that is A-okay. All right. What factors out of that? X. 3x minus 4. And again, guys, some of you can cheat a little bit. Let's say you're struggling with GCF. You know your parentheses have to match. In order for this to work, your parentheses have to match. So if you cheat there, right, 3x minus 4, and then you look at that, you're like, oh, I need to take out a positive 3. And again, you can mentally check that you did it right by distributing it back in. 3 times 3 is 9x. 3 times negative 4, negative 12. Yay, I did it right. My parentheses match. There's one of my factors. And then remember, your other factor is the piece left over, x plus 3. Alrighty? Questions on that? Now, typically you can ask us, guys. That's where this is hard for some of you. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to email, to post it in Google Classroom. Yes, I have slowly figured out the ins and outs of Google Classroom. Probably not all of them, but more than before spring break. All right, cruising along. 6x squared minus 19x plus 10. Now, this has more combos, guys, if you were guessing and checking, because 6 could be 6 and 1, 3 and 2. 10 could be 10 and 1, 5 and 2. The more combos you get here, the harder it is to do guess and check. I don't know if more harder is good English. Probably not. All right. So, multiply A and C. We get positive 60x squared. Okay? Now, when they get a little bigger, I might cheat a little bit and not list all the factors of 60. I just start thinking about the factors of 60. I think about the common factors, 20 and 3, 30 and 2, 60 and 1. Will any of those give me 19? Positive or negative? No. Then I'm thinking, okay, 4 and 15. Ooh, okay. First of all, it has to be a positive 60 when you multiply, so the signs have to match. Again, this kind of goes to the rules of just regular factoring, and then they have to be negative 19, so they both need to be negative. Okay, so there's your combo. Two numbers that multiply to give you this, add to give you negative 19. Again, doesn't matter what order you write them in. And just kind of double check that, guys, because once you get to that step, again, it's just what yesterday's work was. What comes out of that? 6 and a 4. What comes out of a 6 and a 4? A 2. Good. And don't forget your x. And you're left with 3x minus 2. All right, so again, cheat a little bit if it helps you. 3x minus 2. If you look at the 15 and a 10, a 5 comes out. Okay, that's what we need. We need these signs to change, so it's got to be a negative 5. Okay? It's got to be a negative 5. So the common factor is 3x minus 2. The leftover is 2x minus 5. And then, guys, if you're not sure, you can always check your work by foiling. But if you did all this math correct, your two answers will be right. 3x minus 2, 2x minus 5. All right. Now, normally this would be the time that I would say, all right, guys, get up, get to the boards. Gonna do one on your own. And then you all would moan and groan. So you don't have to get up. I just want you to pause the video. And I want you to try this one on your own, okay? 8x squared minus 10x minus 3. I want you to do it with grouping, okay? So pause the video, do the problem, and then we're going to compare. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys got this. A times C, negative 24. If we list the factors of 24, we got 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6, 5, 6. There we go. Some of you are going to jump on the 4 and 6 right away. What do the signs need to be a negative 24? One has to be positive, one has to be negative. Okay, and we need it to be a negative 10. That won't work. That would give you a 2 when you added them if one of them was negative. It's going to be that. Hopefully that's what you guys got. If not, correct it. So it should be 8x squared minus 12x plus 2x minus 3. When you rewrite it, guys, slow your roll and make sure you got your signs right. Does that add to be negative 10? Yes. So then you should have had that. Again, yours might look a little different if you put the 2x first. Okay, that's all right. The final answer is where we're looking for. So I'm going to pull a 4x out. 2x minus 3. That's already what's there. So don't forget to put a plus 1. 2x minus 3. All right. That is factoring trinomials by grouping. Now, guys, you can use this same thing when you are factoring with higher degree. I'm going to show you one of these. There's a few of these on your worksheet as well. Follows the same rules. It's just going to be different exponents you're going to use. 6x to the 4th plus x squared minus 12. Okay? So we're still factoring. It's still a trinomial. Okay? You can still do guess and check. But I'm going to show you the grouping again. Same rules, guys. A times C. What's negative 12 times 6? Plug it in. Hopefully we see it. Negative 72x to the 4th. Okay? So, guys, I need to multiply to be negative 72 and add to be that 1. Okay? Now, most of you don't have all the factors of 72 whipping off the top of your brain. But hopefully the common factor jumps out at you. 9 and 8. Which one has to be positive? Which one has to be negative? We need it bigger, so this one's negative. So again, you rewrite it. 6x to the 4th Only now, what's the b variable? It's not really b, but our second variable is a x squared. So we need plus 9x squared minus 8x squared minus 12. Okay? So again, I just rewrote my second term using the combo that we did with our grouping. And now we just do regular grouping like you guys have been doing. What comes out of that? A 3 and an x squared. So this is where some of you will struggle. Exponent rules, you took 2 out. There's still 2 left. So a big 2 and x squared. Again, you can check your work. Distribute it back in. You get 6x to the 4th. I already took the x squared and a 3 out, so I'm just left with a 3. Again, if you group right, this should be your second parenthesis. No shame in cheating there and kind of thinking ahead what you need left. So what do we need to pull out? First of all, we need to switch the signs. So we're going to need to pull out a negative and an 8 and a 12. What can we pull out of 8 and a 12? A 4. There's no x's in common, so you can't pull that out. Again, mentally check that you can get the same thing when you distribute it back in. Negative 8x squared, ding. Negative 12, good. I'm good. My parentheses match. There's my one factor. My leftover is 3x squared minus 4. All right. That is it, guys. So, if you have questions, please let us know so we can help you. Your assignment is posted. Please do your best. And have a great day.